Happy days, John. But we're just going to round up the show with our final topic, and it's June's Zendaya reveals her favourite part of working with co-star Timothee Chalamet. This is coming in from Cinema Blend once more, John, and I'll just read a little bit of this. And it was when she was a guest on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Colbert, I don't know how to say his name, Colbert. Zendaya talked about how much she is geeking out like everyone else about getting to see the movie on the big screen later this year, just like we are. She also spoke about getting to know Chalamet on production. In her words, he's become one of my closest friends and he's lovely and so talented. I think my favourite part was when we would have these like dance parties in my room where I would leave the door open. Timothy would come in with his little speaker. Is that what you call it? And then everyone would start coming in and we just start dancing. It sounds like Timothée Chalamet brought the party to the set in between shooting, and it was a blast for Zendaya and the rest of the cast. The two have become really come up in the Hollywood in the past few years, especially with some highly praised projects each of them have been part of. Apparently, a lot of the cast was included in these June dance parties too, as Zendaya continued. Listen, Javier Bardem peaked it. He was grooving. I was like, okay, Javier. He had the moves. I was very impressed. I would have loved to have seen that now. I would have paid money to see Javier Bardem dancing
Stephen,
in one of these, in between shoots.
you know how I picture Javier and
The hair.
Timothy? Well, the hair first and foremost, yeah, bouncing about. But I don't know if you recall the news guy, the sort of politics guy getting interviewed from his house, and the little kid came in.
The nanny. Yeah.
The nanny was
Yeah.
on the ground, and the little baby and the bouncer thing came through the door bouncing. Timothy was the first kid coming in. He's setting the party. And Javier is the little baby bouncing in. That's picture it. That'd be amazing, man. That feels. I don't know why I'm saying it feels. That sounds like a great time, man. Look, man, I love Timothée Chalamet. Everything I hear about this guy he sounds like a great dude. He's cool as hell. He wears cool clothes. An amazing actor. He comes from, I think, West Side Village. I think you call it that. Where Bob Dylan was hanging around in New York. It's a real sort of artist like district in New York. They all have that vibe to them. This guy's cool as hell. You see it, man. He's walking around with the coolest mask in the coronavirus sort of pandemic. He's just a cool dude. The fact he's bringing in sort of, I don't know, parties into this room, man. He's dancing about, man. It sounds good to me. And again, it can only aid the actual chemistry and the performances we're going to get on the June set. Because if you're having a good time with your co-stars, it's going to show itself on the actual performances. If you're enjoying the process, you've seen some of these actors who hated the process, and it made the experience and the acting performance all the shitter. So,
John, talk about the cast. As well as Zendaya, Javier Bardem, and Timothée Chalamet, you've got Jason Momoa in there, Josh Brolin, Oscar Isaac, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård, and Charlotte Rampling as well.
Fantastic.
The film itself was always going to be massive anyway, but when you've got that calibre of cast coming in as well, it's just we should have seen this film by now. That's right, isn't it? It was supposed to come out at the end of last year.
December 7th.
And it's just it'll probably will be the end of this year now before we see it. But I'm looking forward to it, and it's great to see these sort of things coming through on our newsfeed. With the cast and crew.
Yep.
When Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet were casting this, I got the feeling those two would get on great. Very much like Tom Holland and Zendaya got on great in the Spider-Man set as well. I think she's just a very likeable person to begin with. I think she's a very easy person as well. She's not full of herself.
No.
She's very down to earth. If you've ever seen any of her interviews.
Yeah.
And she's got a lot of time for her fans as well. And very much same with Timothée Chalamet as well. A very down to earth lad.
Steve, they're both young. They're both young.
Yeah,
actors,
they're going through the
go
experience together, and I think that's important as well. I think that's why they've connected well.
Absolutely, Stephen. Look, I cannot wait to see June. Cannot wait to see Denis whisking us off to this desert planet with huge sandworms. I was about to say snow again. I don't know why. It's in a desert. Anyone that watched my reaction video would have seen that I called it desert worms and then snow worms. Wow, I was heavy hitting the crack that night. I'm looking forward to it, man, because every sort of adaptation we've had to date has been shit. And it's a very, very impressive novel, group of novels from Frank Herbert. So hopefully we're going to get the definitive version. But look, that's going to round it up, Stephen, unless you have any.